Gamarjoba mego brebo, modi David Chochach Vedra. Dear students, we have invited our instructor Dimitar Stoyanov, who will be leading virtualization, VMware's vSphere install, configure, and manage training. And in this interview, you will learn more information about him, about the course, and the certification. Hello, Dimitar.
Hello, Nadia.
We are very glad to see you. Dimitar, please tell our students more information about yourself, your experience, and how many years have you been working in IT industry?
Hello again. Thank you for the opportunity to do that, Nadezhda. So my name is Dimitar Stoyanov. I have more than 15 years background in IT industry and more than 12 years with virtualization. I worked for one of the national TVs for the biggest information agency in Bulgaria. Also, in my opinion, for one of the most IT-oriented bank in Bulgaria. Back in the days of beginning of virtualization, I was part of many projects related to virtualization, like designing and implementing virtual environments from scratch, also migrating data centers from physical to virtual world, and so on. Currently, I have two main job roles. I am technical consultant for the VMware distributor of Bulgaria, and also I am certified instructor for VMware and VM trainings. Mm-hmm. And I believe this is the best combination because my experience as an instructor helps me in my projects. I'm more confident when I have to make a design and size correctly the infrastructure to deploy it following the best practices, to troubleshoot some problems, etc. And also this hands-on experience helps me when I have to lead the trainings. I am able not only to show to students some slides, but also I can share with them some real-life examples and tell them some tips and tricks. So this is me.
How do you think, is this course popular nowadays?
Yes, it is popular, and I believe it will always be. Virtualization is the core of the cloud technology. If you want to know the basis of it, virtualization is the right choice. Of course, on top of that, there are automation, self-services, security, and so on. But virtualization is the basis, and I think it will always be popular.
Mm-hmm. According to your personal observations, what is the demand for such professionals? Is it high or low, or maybe rising?
I would say that almost every business nowadays is using some kind of virtualization. Private clouds, public clouds, hybrid clouds. All of these infrastructures need engineers or administrators to take care for these environments. VMware is one of the leaders in that segment, and if you understand the virtualization concepts, you will be able to find a job, and it will be easy for you to learn technologies like VDI, containerization, and so on. So I believe that in the modern world that we already live, the demand for the professionals with knowledge about virtualization will remain high.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. And let's talk a bit more in details about the course. What are the topics that will be covered? What exercises will be covered?
Okay, VMware vSphere install, configure, manage training is a 5-day training. The topic is server virtualization. There are 10 modules and 22 labs. Around 50% is PowerPoint presentation and 50% are labs. We start from the beginning, discussing the concept of virtualization, what is software-defined data center, so-called SDDC. After that, we go through the main components, which are compute power, memory allocation and so on. Storage like fiber channel, iSCSI, NFS, VMFS, what are they and how to configure them. Network part is related to virtual switches and port groups. We will also learn what is virtual machine, what is hypervisor, what is virtual center, how to configure the whole vSphere platform, how to set up properly a cluster with all of the functionalities like high availability, vMotion, fault tolerance, DRS, and so on and so on. A lot of cool stuff.
Mm-hmm. Can you share your screen and show some examples of the environment in which our students will be working on?
Yes, sure. Let me share this screen here. You can see it.
Yes,
So, can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay. So this is the environment. It is not the real labs, but it is actually absolutely the same. So here we have some table of content with all of the modules that the course will represent. So there is a lot of exercise that will tell you what to do and how to do it with some arrows or instructions. Also, here on the left side, you can see the whole environment. So the clusters that you have to configure, the data stores, the network part, all the clusters, everything. So you will be able actually to touch the environment and to play with it. It is very interesting because if you already done some of these tasks, maybe you didn't done it correctly or on the best practices. So you will learn something new. Mm-hmm. And if you see it for the first time, it will be very useful. So this is the real environment. I mean, it is not just the slides. It is something that you can play. And also I can show the students this environment is publicly available, so they can use it. They can practice after the course. They can see a lot of VMware products if they want to see what can be done, for example, with storage virtualization or network virtualization. So it is interesting to see all these stuffs and someone to tell you what is the best practice to configure some of these components.
So they will have access to this after the course. And do they need to download something? I mean, maybe some virtual machine to install or something?
No, it is absolutely free. It is just, they have to have a registration. So put their email in the platform and that's it.
Very nice.
This is very, very nice because a few years ago, this was not accessible for free. It was accessible only in VMware event in Barcelona and on the VMware trainings. But now it is accessible for free for everyone. So I can show them some additional stuffs, additional not trainings, but environments that they can use.
Thank you. Do you have something else to show, or we can stop sharing the screen?
I can show a lot of stuff, but let's keep it for the training. And
yeah, thank you.
I can explain in details if there is need. If there is some questions, I can write them before the training. If someone needs some additional explanation or some tips about this, I can share it with them before the training.
Thank you very much. So I will ask our audience if they have questions to write them in comments, and we will answer them. And Dimitar, how would you define the prerequisites for this course? What should potential candidate already have in order to get the most from this course?
Good questions. For sure, it is nice to have some experience before the training. but it is not necessary. You can be a beginner. As I said, the training starts from the beginning. The official prerequisites from VMware are to have experience with Microsoft Windows or Linux operating system. So you may have zero experience with virtualization, but I think that depending on background that you have, for example, you may be a storage guy or networking guy or Microsoft administrator. Depending on that, it will be easier for you to understand the material and to dive into that topic, but it's not mandatory.
Mm-hmm. From your personal point of view, what is the core benefit that our students will get from this course?
As I mentioned, VMware is one of the leaders in virtualization, and if someone wants to get himself familiar with the basis and fundamentals, this course will help him, and not only to get the concept, but also to dive into this topic.
Mm-hmm.
Also, if they want to be VMware certified professional, the training is required for them. After the training, they will be eligible to pass the exam. Before that, it is not allowed. And something important, even if they already have a lot of experience with virtualization, so for example, this environment is pretty familiar to them, even if they have experience, the training will give them a structured knowledge about that. They will see the whole picture, the core elements and functionalities, the most important part. So at the end, they will be more confident about their knowledge. So it is not only for the beginners, but also for guys who have experience.
What international certificate will students get after successfully passing the exam?
The certificate is issued from VMware, and it is called VMware Certified Professional for Data Center Virtualization. This certificate is internationally recognized, and it is proof of your knowledge. I mean, it is good to have it.
Let's talk about the structure of exam. Are there multiple choice questions or maybe some practical assignments?
Good question. You have 130 minutes, I think, to answer 70 questions. The exam is in English, and if English is not an official language in your country, you have additional 30 minutes. So 160 minutes in our case, I think. You can take it in the official Pearson VUE Certification Center, or because of all these pandemic restrictions, it is important to mention that all these lockdowns and pandemic stuffs, now it is possible to take the exam remotely at the office or at home, but you have to be alone in the room and you have to follow all the requirements of Pearson VUE. All of the questions are with singular or multiple choice answers. Some of them are with for example, some screenshot, and you have to guess what can be the reason of the error that they show you. Some of them, maybe they can be some story about some environment, and the question is related to that story. For example, how you will proceed if the customer want to achieve this and that. So it is crucial to have hands-on experience and also theoretical knowledge. Even if you're a great administrator and you do your job perfectly, probably you will not be able to pass the exam if you did not read the books and the study guides. And the opposite is also true. If you know every word in the books, but you didn't practice it, maybe you will fail also. So it is a very interesting exam and you have to be prepared for that. But in the end, if you pass the exam, you feel great. I mean, you know that it is not easy, and this goal is great.
So besides the course, our students should also to read many materials, and it will be very good benefit if they have had some experience before the course.
Yes, through all of the course, I give them tips and tricks, as I mentioned in the beginning. Also, I tell them about the exam, types of the questions, how they are structured. Also, I can share with them some strategy how to pass the exam. I mean, how to go through the questions if they don't have experience with exams, and I can give them a lot of additional books and papers, a lot of cool blogs and vlogs from guys from VMware that are engineers from VMware, and a lot of material. So the idea is they to be involved and to want to do that.
In your opinion, how will this certification help them in professional career?
One of the first question was, what is the demand for the professionals with knowledge about virtualization? And as I said, I believe this is the foundations of the modern IT infrastructure. If you get the certificate, you will tell to everyone that you're not just an enthusiast, but you're professional and you have strong knowledge about VMware virtualization. So you will have an advantage when you're applying to job position, for example. Mm-hmm. Also, there are a lot of companies that are VMware partners, and they have to have certified professionals in their teams. That means that you will have more opportunities if you are certified.
Mm-hmm. Let's name some job positions that are suitable for the specialist with this certificate.
Job positions, maybe administrator, architect, engineer, consultant, technical consultant, and a lot of different types of IT roles. This training is designed in a very interesting way. It can be suitable for different job roles and gives you knowledge in different direction. You can be administrator, and you can be architect. You can maybe you have to take care for already deployed virtual environment and virtual machines. So you have to take care for the virtual machines templates and already prepared networking environment just to administrate all these stuffs. Also, you can be a system integrator, and your main role can be to install the hypervisors, to configure the clusters, to configure the networks, and so on. So for every job position, there is a great value in this course, and it will be useful for every specialist with responsibilities to VMware environment.
Thank you.
Name it however you want.
Thank you. Can you share, when you were in the beginning of your career, how such course and certification helped you in your career development?
A very interesting question. I remember when I became a VCP, VMware Certified Professional, for the first time. And I have started this journey with focus to learn and get certified. I start to receive a lot of job opportunities via one of the social networks. And because these certificates are international, so I had opportunities not only for Bulgaria, but also for Germany, Czech Republic, Hungary, and more. It really opens me a door that I didn't expect and I didn't look for. Actually, this VCP certificate was one of the reasons to receive the job offer for my current position. So I'm still on that position in that company, and I'm happy with that. So you never know from where you will receive some interesting offer. Also, I believe that if the training was good enough, it should not only give you knowledge, but also should inspire you. So after the training, your head to be full with ideas and tricks that you want to try. The training should wake you up and you to motivate you to try something, to deep more and more. And it is definitely one of the most proper thing that I have did for my career.
Thank you. And what would you recommend to all students in order them to get successfully certified?
Definitely to get their hands dirty, not too afraid of this environment. The best options for them is to get some production environment to take care for it, and to deep dive into the troubleshooting process, and to designing or whatever they want to do. Also, there are a lot of free platforms like this one, and maybe they can create a home environment. Actually, just the creation of the home environment, some test environment, is great experience to see each and every step that you have to take. So the steps in front of the students are a lot, but it depends from them.
Mm-hmm.
Also, they can, I'm sorry, also just to mention something, just to know that in front of them, there are different ways. For example, if they are VMware certified professional, the next step, maybe it can be the advanced level. So they can want to develop their career in server virtualization. So they can choose VMware certified advanced professional and to certify themselves for designing course or deploy course. Or they can choose some different topic, but on the same level, again, to be VMware certified professional, but for example, in networking world or security world. So it depends from them.
My question is, will you give them homeworks?
No, I believe that the labs are good enough not to have homeworks. But in my classes, if they have some questions not related to the topics, and if they want to discuss something additional and to test something, or there are a lot of examples that they ask me a question that I don't know the answer. And the answer is not written, you cannot read it in the book, but you can test it. Mm-hmm. So I tell them to test this and to tell me what is the answer, or we can test it together. It depends what is the question and how much time it takes, but it will be great if they want to have homework. I can do that, of course. It depends from them.
Mm-hmm. Will they have some course project that they could include in their CV afterwards?
No, the certificates themselves is enough to as a reference. I mean, this is not a course for programmers, and it's not like a project, but it's for the concept and your knowledge about that. It's not something that you will achieve after that, technically.
Yeah, so they can just list some skills and knowledge that they gained from the course.
Yes.
During completing the tasks in the virtual platform.
Yes, the idea is, for me personally, the idea is, as I mentioned, if they already have experience, to feel much better about their knowledge and to feel more confident what can they do. And the VMware certified professional, the certificate is enough statement for the audience that they are that they have knowledge.
Mm-hmm. Are there some materials that students need to go through before the course starts?
No, it is not something particular, but it is good to see some concepts of VMware. I'm sorry, and if they, let's say, if they have knowledge about storage, it's good. If they have knowledge about networking, it is good. So it depends from them. If they want to be more involved in the training and to deep dive into this topic, it will be better to be prepared. So there is no prerequisites to be to go through some training or to pass some exams before that, but it will be okay if they can do that. After or through the training, I will give them some materials, some exam guides that they can follow, some blueprints to follow before the exam. I mean, this is the concentrate the documents with all the links that they can use to prepare themselves for the exam, with all of the topics, networking, storage, security, and so on. So it will be very useful for them to go through this book and to follow all the links in there.
Mm-hmm. How do you think should students have some university degree in computer science?
Sorry, can you repeat?
Should students have university degree in computer science?
Okay, no, it's not necessary. It totally depends from their passion about IT. I mean, it's not about what you learn in the high school or school. I believe that this kind of training, not only for VMware, of course, but for all kind of additional training, this is somehow the new university, because a lot of people are not they don't know what they want to do after they finish their school, and after that they decided to go to virtualization or cloud technology, or to be some, I don't know, mechanics. And these trainings helps them to develop themselves, and this is more important because they choose to do that, and this is their desire.
Mm-hmm.
It's for me, it's more important than the high school, and definitely it's not necessary to be high school certified.
And interesting question from our students: will they be able to contact you after the end of the course for some maybe advices or sharing something interesting?
Yes, they can ask me anything they want. So we can keep in touch. We can create some additional group to discuss something for virtualization, for their preparation for the exam. So I can be available for them after the training, and if they want to ask me anything about that, I will be glad to help them.
What is the social media channel where you can get in touch?
There are different. I am using Teams. I can use Viber, also LinkedIn, Signal, with different groups, with different trainings. We use different channels, so it's not one. But this is good idea to make it one, to make it easier for me, not to be so distracted.
Yeah, sure. Very, I know this. Everyone uses what he thinks that is suitable for him, and you need to install it in your in your phone.
Now, yes, and now when I think it, maybe it is good idea to to make it one way, and this is the correct way. Yes, I can do that.
Thank you very much, Dimitar, for taking time to join us today and share your vision and experience with our students. We hope today's interview will help them to make the better decision whether this course is suitable for them or not. Y media sa intereso hijo. Dear students, don't forget to apply for desired courses by December 30 and see you in February when all trainings will start. Thank you again, Dimitar, and wish you very nice holidays.
Thank you.
And all the best.
You too. Take care. And I'm available for any questions related this training. It was a pleasure for me. Thank you too.
Pleasure for me too. Bye-bye.
Bye.